In this series of recordings, we'll be going through our face milling operation. Now, if we take a look at this part, and we can also take a look at our updated stock by clicking on it, we have this as our stock, this box material as our stock. And if I take a side view of it, we can also see that it is approximately 1 millimeter above the top of the stock. And I'd like to do a face milling operation that will remove that first layer of stock to the target itself. So I'll do this by starting with the face milling operation. Now, in the face milling operation, we have two geometry options. Our default is by working with the updated stock, and in this particular case, I do not have to deal with creating a geometry at all, as it is doing that automatically from the updated stock. Next, we'll go into our tool, and if I go select a tool, I can either create a tool or choose a tool that I may have inside my toolkit previously. In this particular case, I already have a tool created beforehand, and it is a 75 millimeter face mill operation. Now, I'm not going to go deeply into the toolkit or creating tools, but we will create some tools as we go along, as toolkit will also be covered in a complete separate series of recordings. So I'm be using a 75 millimeter face mill that has a tool tip diameter of 65 millimeters, and it's a tapered angle of 45 degrees. We can also see a preview of the tool by doing show hide tool picture, and you can see a complete preview of the tool. We have our diameters over here, and also on the side we also can control our feed and spin rates. I'm just going to take that tool and accept it, and you can see that here as well, all the information. We have the data of the tool, of our feed and spin rates, and I can change them over here if I want for this particular operation, not using the default values that I got from the tool. We also have the same for our spin rates. We have our coolant control here, showing what kind of coolant I may want to use that's available for this tool, and also tool change position. If I want it different from the part settings, I can also have a user-defined changing position. Next, we go into levels. On our levels page, we have our start and clearance level. Clearance level, the actual level that it will always go back to when it goes from one position to the next position. And our safety distance is the distance that it goes up to before it actually goes to the level that it is working on. Next, we have our milling levels. Our milling levels shows by default by top of stock. If I open this up, you can see we have user defined or by top of target. I prefer top of stock, and that will automatically put me at the top of the stock. As I mentioned before, is 1 millimeter. The depth will be by top of target as my default, but I also have user defined where I can actually write in the depth that we're cutting. We also have our step down. How much of a step down do we want to do? And I'm just going to leave it here at 1 millimeter. In our next recording, we'll talk about our technology.